Hey, my black pill brothers. Responding to a video by Mr. Z, our lefty and our female social worker. Basically, Mr. Z has translate red pill for women and for lefties. But there's something that he said that I want to chime in on. He was going through the list of things that tried or threatened to try that haven't worked and don't work anymore, that black men no longer care about. Like aborting black babies, which is black male babies, which you do already. Dating white men or threatening to date white men, which you have dated for centuries. Leaving us behind, which you've done that for the last, 6 decades. Calling us dusty, all that kind of stuff. All the kinds of things that they've threatened to do. All the complaints that they've put up on us. But not liking dark women, which is not true. If we don't like them, who else likes them? So where do they get their mates from if black men don't choose dark women? Called us educated lame. She called us corny. You've had babies out of wedlock and taken us to child support court. You've hit us with false paternity at the rates of 41%, 70% if you're in Jamaica. You've threatened us with domestic violence, which you've done, to equal numbers. You've supposedly left the black community as best you can, which hasn't worked that well. At some point, you're out of ammo. You're out of bullets. There's nothing else that you can do or say to hurt us anymore. You've told us that we weren't worth anything. You told us that we're broke, we're dusty, we weren't up to snuff, we didn't protect you. We can't give you what the upper class white men can give you. We can't elevate your status. All those things are partially true. Some are very true. And yet you blame us for everything. You're blaming us now. If you can't get elected to office because white people won't vote for you, you blame black men for not supporting you. It's not your fault. Not even white folks' fault. It's black men's fault because enough black men didn't come to the polls and push you over the line. And when we do that, then you disrespect us by saying we're not doing enough. You've already sided with racist white folks, racist men against black men. In fact, sometimes you're even worse than racist black men because you call us bullet bags, can't say that we can't die fast enough, saying that we're nakers and we need to be put in prison and locked away and eliminated. All that stuff. You've already done it, and you've done it for decades. So at some point, you're out of ammo. Because at this point, most black men don't even care, which is probably pissing you off. Because when the brothers start waving passports and going overseas and showing that they get cooperative women, what do you come back with? The same old stuff, the same old tired tropes about black men being broke, dusty, can't get women, can't have sex, that are incels, all kinds of different things. At some point, you're out of ammo. At some point, you've hit rock bottom in that ditch that you're digging for yourself, in that hole that you dug for yourself. You've already you've hit solid rock. Can't dig anymore. And since social media, black men have heard it so much, they're insensitive to it. They're almost indifferent to it. Because now every time you call us dope, dusty and broke and no good and can't get women, having no swag or substance or whatever you want to call us, right? Most black men just roll their eyes now. Said, okay, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. All of that. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my passport. I'm going to roll out. I'm going to find women that do like what I have because you don't. Good luck with the rest of your life. Go find men that will make you happy. Just like Edward says, date out. You got You got 3.5 billion men on the planet of all shapes, sizes, colors, heights, eye color, whatever. Go find them. If they'll have you, go find them. If you don't like the way you look or like the way your offspring actually look, go find men that match that. There's all kinds of men that will match what you like. All different kinds of hair textures, colors, eye colors, genetics, whatever you like. Go find them. Because telling us what we aren't or what we're not is not going to get you what you want. Black men have already seen through the veil. You're not saying that because you want us to leave. You're saying that because you want to control us. You're saying that because you want to hurt us. You're telling the people that don't like us, the men that don't like us, that what they think of us as far as negative propaganda is true. And not only do you ruin our reputation, you ruin your reputation. Really, all you're trying to do is sour the milk, as they say. You know how it is, if the milk is sour, the baby won't sip, right? So what you're trying to do is keep the groups of women away from us. You want to keep us isolated, subservient, and dependent upon you. Like I said in one of my videos, you like compromised men. Why? Because that compromised man is dependent on you and he can't leave you. And what you're really afraid of is black men leaving. But that you won't accept that. You won't accept it until black men actually leave. That's how come you're reacting to the passport bros, is because that is a sign of black men leaving. That's a sign of black men giving up on you. And I hear this from the nationalists and the pro-blacks. They hear it too. So how come they're screaming at the top of their lungs, trying to get you to stay? Because they know that fundamentally, most black men have given up on black women, whether you're with them or not. You've given up on them being better. So the men that stay know that they have to settle. They know they have to go through the craziness, the disrespect, the contempt, and they have to deal with it because either they can't do better or they don't want to do better. They're not trying to change you anymore. They're not trying to convince you to be better anymore. After 60, 70 years, you haven't changed. After 60 to 70 years, you still have your fist balled up. And not against your oppressor, because you run to his arms with open hands and on bended knee. Your fist is balled up towards us, the people that are actually in the foxholes with you. And you blame us for not being them. You hate us for not being them. You disrespect us for not being them. And you try to wave them in our face. And we know that they really don't want you. You work for them, you're their handmaid, and you brag that you're their handmaid and say you're on the outside of the big house looking in. Look at where I am. But you expect us to stay with you. So that's why you have the Christies, the Paris Milans, the Fort Harrods, Kim Foster, yada, 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 on down the line. The Cynthia G's, all those folks, right? Pumping your head full of misinformation and contempt for black men, which you already have. All they're doing is feeding you what's already there and saying that you have a right to have contempt and hatred and disrespect for black men, which you do. You have every right to do that. What you don't have a right to is that the idea that black men should stay and take it. That's what you don't have a right to. You don't own us, even though you try to act like it. It's supposed to be cooperative, even though it's not. Black men are supposed to get value for what they put in, even though they don't. But at least I can say, even though black women pre-1950, or even pre-1960, they didn't respect you. They might not even like you, but at least they gave you at least somewhere in the neighborhood of a decent exchange. They don't even want to do that anymore. They want you to sit huddled in a basement on a cupboard until they're ready to pick you up. And then when you're not there, then they get mad. You're supposed to be there. You're supposed to take me after I've disrespected you and dogged you out and been contemptuous towards you. That's what they want. Just like the L'Oreal and Michael B. Jordan. I can disrespect you. I can talk about you. I can down you. I can make your life miserable for you. But the thing is, 20 years later, I'm supposed to be able to walk up like we're friends. We go way back. Like you said, oh yeah, I remember you, the corny kid, right? Yeah, I heard it. I remember. No, we were just teasing you. It's one thing to come up to me and ask for an interview. That's fine. That's professional. I can say yes, I can say no. Don't come up to me like we go way back, like we're friends, and we're not. That's what he was upset about. That's what he took umbrage to. It's not that you wanted an interview, okay? Everybody's there at the red carpet. You saying that we go way back. Yeah, we do. I was the corny kid to you. And him being professional, he still did the interview. He still did his job. So shout out to him. And then she went back and still disrespected him. Still had low-key contempt for him. It doesn't matter what position you are. She thinks she has a right to walk up to him and get what she wants, regardless of the past. Most guys, if you talk to a guy badly and you called him names and harassed him in school, you know that you have no right to walk up to him and say, we go way back, or we're friends. Black women like, you ain't got over that yet? We went to the same school, but we're not friends. And then guess what? The next day, did she apologize? No, she didn't. She actually low-key called him corny again. That low-key disrespect and contempt. Low-key. In fact, I might do a video on that one, because now that people have asked me my angle on Michael B. Jordan and that incident, now I have an angle for it, because her laughing and joking and pretending that she didn't still have contempt for the man, she has jealousy for him because he made what he does succeed. But she can't get over the contempt that she has for him and just double down on it. But I'm going to smooth it over and I'm going to laugh it off, even though I really can't stand you. You're still the corny kid. And that's why I still feel about you. The thing is, you've made it succeed for you. And I want some of that shine. It should have been me. Anyhow, I didn't want to make this long. I just wanted to give some insight and some support to Mr. Z, our lefty whisperer. So I'm going to start reacting to more of his stuff, because we put him on that mission to be the lefty whisperer and interact with these people because they're coming for us. We're not that little insignificant nodule appended to the white manosphere. We're a force in our own right now, so they have to account for us. But with that, I'm going to jump off here. This is BGS out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.